Are we recording? Are we live?
I don't think so.
Oh, we're not?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Cool. So, hey, man, what's with you, I guess?
You know.
Same old?
Pretty much.
Oh, that's so cool. I love when it's just the same old.
Me too. That's my favorite thing for it to be the same of.
Oh, shit! We're recording! Hey there, pod racers! How you doing? Good? Okay. Welcome to another edition of Pod Racers. You have entered the Pod Race Zone. Drome. Pod Race Lair. Doesn't matter. You're here. And now you're mine. And now you're mine forever. And you're also John's. John, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm John.
That's right. That's John. He just did it. He just introduced himself. Now you know who it is. Now you can't be like, hey, who's that other guy? Because you know that it's John.
That's right.
And I'm Sam. And we have a lot of segments for you today. That's sort of what we do here at Pod Racers, right?
Segments.
We're talking about a thing, and it's sort of like in a... we highlight it in the form of a segment, and then we'll talk about another thing, but it'll be like a different segment. Do you get it? Good.
I think it's pretty simple.
Is it clear?
If you don't get it, pod racers, I don't know. I'd see a doctor.
Yeah, I'd see a shrink. Maybe 3 shrinks, because you're mentally challenged. So so that's what we have in store for you. This is episode 20. This is special. This is episode 20. So
I remember
20 episodes.
I remember when I turned 20.
You remember when you turned 20?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was different.
Than being 19?
I mean, a little bit.
Well, did you have any special memories during when you turned 20?
No.
Okay. Thank you for bringing it up. That's John. That's what he'll do. Do you have any special memories about when you turned 20?
Tell us them. At Pod Racers.
How long ago did you turn 20?
I turned 20 a little over 6 years ago.
Making you
26.
6, yes. I'm the same age. I'm about
for
to have we're all the same age for now, and then we're all going to be dead someday. Did you know that you'll be dead someday, Pod Racers? Fuck, I've had a terrible week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
Not really, but...
You want me to put a kettle on?
Put the kettle on. Me and John are roommates, and we have this bit where we, what is this, offensive, if I describe it? It's
Not
a little
really.
offensive, right? Maybe?
No, just describe it.
Well, it just makes us sound gay.
Then it's not
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Imagine doing that. I have a horrible job. I mean, it's not a horrible job because it's a job. It's work, and being unemployed is horrible.
Yeah.
So when you're getting paid to do something, you can't really complain unless you're
But what do you get paid to do, Sam?
Pod Racer's a little insight into me. Episode 20. I guess you get to learn about me. I deliver food.
How about you describe this food?
What kind of food it is? Well, it's circular.
Describe it.
You put it in a box, you heat it. It's a pizza. It's a pizza. You ever heard of pizza?
Would you say that you're a pizza delivery man?
Man, sure. Even that's a step up. I thought I was a pizza delivery boy. I feel like I'm Fry in Futurama.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, that's sort of like my idol. People at this job, they'll always ask me, like, so what are you out here to do? Because they know that I'm not out. They'll say, like, what are you here for? And I'll tell them with a straight face, I'm here to be a pizza delivery driver.
Because you want to be Fry.
No, because I want to hate my life forever. It's not that bad. I guess, if you're out there and you're a pizza delivery driver and you're trying to make it out here in this world of podcasts and comedy and, it gets better. Not for me, but maybe for you. That would be cool. I hope so. Good luck.
Just a weird personal aside.
Please.
The first screenplay I ever wrote, it was in high school. It was with a buddy of mine who I think still is a pizza delivery guy.
Still is a buddy of yours?
Yeah, well, I live 3,000 miles from where I went to high school, so...
So he's not your friend anymore?
Well, he's my friend, but, we don't hang out because we don't live in the same city.
What's his number? Do you have his number on your phone?
I do have.
Can we call him right now?
I'd rather not.
What's his name?
His name's Mike.
And he's a pizza delivery guy?
Yes.
Could I call him?
I don't know, but we can follow him on Twitter.
No. Okay, now here's my goal of this podcast. By the end of this podcast, I want Mike on the phone, and I want to bond with him about how shitty it is to be a pizza delivery driver. I don't want Mike... I'm not trying to throw Mike under the bus. I want Mike to know immediately that he's in a safe place when he's on Pod Racers. But I also would like somebody to bond with. I didn't know you had another friend who's a pizza delivery driver.
I'm actually, for real...
What point when all of your friends are pizza delivery drivers do you realize maybe you should have friends?
Been a pizza delivery driver?
I've just been a pizza delivery driver. Everyone is so mean to me at my job. It's so funny. It's like one of these jobs where I'm just bringing people food and everybody... It's one of these like... It's not slavery and it's not that bad, but it's like... It's pretty bad. People, because it's one of those things that people expect. It's not like they don't anticipate a human element in it. They don't think that a human is doing it. It's all very robotic. It's like you put an order in and then you like expect it to just come immediately, and you don't expect that there's like a person sweating his balls off because there's like several and there's like everybody yelling at you, and people are just kind of mean. Did you know that people are mean? What are you doing?
I'm messaging my friend.
Mike?
Yes.
What are you saying to him?
I'm saying, I just mentioned you on my podcast because my podcast co-host is a pizza delivery
Don't
guy.
Spoil it for him. Stop this. I want you to stop this. I want us to call Mike, and I want to talk to him.
Well, I need to give
I
him
want a cold read on him.
That's why.
Why? You need to warn him that you're going to call him? What kind of friendship is this?
I don't... Because I haven't seen him in person in like 2.5 years.
2.5 Men.
2.5 Men.
You haven't seen him in 2.5 Men?
Yeah, I haven't seen him since 2.5 Men started.
That was years ago.
I guess I haven't seen him since
How old
Charlie
were you
Sheen left 2.5 Men.
How old were you when 2.5 Men started?
I don't know. I actually have to look that up.
Don't. It's so
too late.
It's useless. How long has 2.5 Men been like part of our lives?
I think it's been on TV for like 11 years.
Holy shit! Seriously?
Oh boy! Oh my god!
And I'm not against it. I like everything. I'm not criticizing it. Pod racers. One thing about being a pod racer is that you're just cool with things like. What are you going to make fun of 2.5 Men? It's super successful and millions of people like it. So make fun of yourself for being so hate fueled.
Do you want to know?
Do I want to know what?
We are 5 days after. We are currently recording this episode.
Yeah.
5 days after the 11th anniversary of the pilot airing on CBS.
I thought you were going to say 9/11 for some reason.
No, that was 13 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
You also know the date of September 11th.
How do I know the date of September 11th?
I don't know. It's just like a thing we all...
It's like that hilarious joke where you're like, when was the War of 1812? And it's funny.
1812 to 1815.
It's funny. No, but it's funny... It's funny because it's called the War of 1812, and here you are asking a question about. It's like saying, "What color is the black stallion?" You stupid mook. It's black. You just said it. It's a stallion. Black stallion. Get your dumb friend on the phone right now. I want to talk to him.
He works for a living.
He has literally the same job I have. I know what he's up to right now. He's probably calling like his friends right now on a delivery. Oh, by the way, your pizza delivery guy hates you, and he makes fun of you so much. And I'm sure you know that. I mean, every waiter makes fun of you. Like if you order something, or if you're fat, the waiter is calling you fat. It's my biggest fear, and it's actually what's happening. It's the amount of times I have muttered horrible things after getting okay.
Can you just admit that you say dark, horrible, deep-seated, hateful things about your customers all the time?
That's what I'm admitting right now.
Right.
Yeah,
give us examples.
I'm not gonna. I mean, there is something about having a job where you rely on tips that is so it so quickly connects you with like. For some reason in your head, like the whole human condition, if somebody gives you a bad tip, everyone's horrible. People are monsters. How could people be like this to their fellow man? If somebody gives you a good tip, I'm walking around like on a fucking cloud, like, hey, it's not so bad after all. Hey, we're all part of the same rainbow. It's such a quick, like, bipolar sort of thing when you work for tips because some people are monsters and some people are less bad monsters, I guess. But everybody's kind of shitty. And being a pizza delivery driver in LA is, like, especially shitty because LA traffic is so shitty. It's so. What am I gonna? Am I gonna blow your mind by telling you LA traffic sucks? It sucks. Imagine having a job where like you're getting yelled at. You know that scene in Spider-Man 2 when Asif Manvi from The Daily Show plays Spider-Man's boss at the pizza place, and he yells at him. He's like, "Always late. You're always late." That's exactly my life. I have a boss who's very similar ethnically to that, and he's literally always yelling about how I take too much time. And in my head, I'm like, fucking, even Spider-Man couldn't figure this out. Give me a break. And, I don't know. Shitty job. How's your week been?
This week's been better than last week was fine. The week before that was bad until the end.
You have some relationship issues?
Do we want to get into this on the pod?
Yeah. What else is the pod for except for that?
Except for me hashing out
OkCupid stories?
Well,
I bet all the pod racers are on OkCupid.
Yeah, no, I don't have any shame about being on OkCupid.
As you shouldn't.
Exactly.
I'm on OkCupid. I'm on Tinder. I just heard about a new app. This is so pathetic. I'll just admit this right now because I want to lead you into admitting, talking about things. But I'll admit something that's super embarrassing. There's this new app called Cuddlr. Have you heard of it?
Oh, I have.
Okay. So everything in the straight community, I think, is trying to give us a grinder, like the gay people have, because that's just great. But they have it made in the shade with that grinder, and we're trying to figure it out with a Tinder, OkCupid, And now there's this new thing called Cuddlr, which is literally an app that lets you know people in your area who want to cuddle. It's not for dating. It's not for sex. It's It's for cuddling.
Yeah.
And cuddling could be anything, I guess, but it's your generic. It's you're cuddling. You're spooning. Mm-hmm. It's like the thing after sex where you're like, I can't get comfortable in my bed at all. Where you're kind of moving around. You know what I mean? Hit close down.
No, I do know what you mean.
Everybody knows what I mean. That thing where you're like, that. I mean, guys are such monsters, and women put up with a lot. But after sex, usually a woman is more. Well, Louis C.K. has the amazing thing where he's like, well, because you've usually done nothing for her, and you're done. Just because you're done doesn't mean she's done, and you're never. But
right, if you fucked a woman right, she doesn't want to cuddle. She wants to go right to sleep.
Yeah, sure.
What
and
he says.
I certainly have never seen that. So it's usually the thing where let's cuddle, and I'm like, I'm a man. I'm a sitcom. I'm Kevin James. I'm a sitcom father. I want to go to bed. Give me a big sandwich. But this app is just for the Cuddlr. And this is how pathetic I am. The second I heard about it...
You downloaded it?
I went to... No, it gets more pathetic than that. I went to download it, and my iPhone said...
You lack storage for it?
No, not... Even more pathetic than that. My iPhone said you need the 8... What is it?
You need to update it?
iOS 8. Cuddlr is only on iOS 8. And
that sucks because I have too much stuff on my phone to download iOS 8.
That was my dilemma. And I was like, whatever. I don't even want Cuddlr. I just wanted to see, I didn't want Cuddlr. I just wanted to see what it looked like. I don't want to go around cuddling people. That's not something what big deal. So, just because I immediately went to download it the second I heard about it doesn't mean, I'm just curious. I'm a curious party. Aren't I allowed to? I'm a social. I like things. I want to be part with my common man. So the second my phone told me you need iOS 8 for Cuddlr, I was like, whatever. Let me download iOS 8 immediately. So then I went to download iOS 8 immediately. And then I couldn't do it. I don't have enough storage space for iOS 8. And I was like, whatever. I barely even want iOS 8, and I certainly don't even want this Cuddlr app.
Except that you deeply
Hold on.
Deeply
and then I was like, well, what do I need to get iOS 8? Okay, and they're like, delete most of everything. And I was like, I'm not deleting everything. I have all these apps that I like, and use these apps. What kind of shitty? I have all these shitty apps that I love. Grubhub. Yeah, I need this. Maybe I don't need Grubhub. Then I started deleting all my apps because I was like, well, I need iOS 8 for no reason, and just because you want to be part of modern technology. And I deleted so many things on my phone. I had 4 on my iPhone. You could slide it 4 times for 4 different pages full. By the end of this little adventure, I had about 2 pages, and they were the second one was half full. I deleted most of everything, and I had deleted all my music. I went to user settings. I had figured out how the space said you need more gigs of space for iOS 8 to get to your Cuddlr, and I kept deleting everything. I deleted all my music. I was like, fuck it, it's on iTunes anyway. I could get it back anyway. I'll backdoor it back in after I get the fucking iOS 8. But I don't really want this Cuddlr app, John. I just want iOS 8. And the sad part was that at the end of all of this deleting, I still didn't have enough space.
So you don't have Cuddlr on your phone?
No, I don't have Cuddlr on my phone. I don't have iOS 8, but I do have none of my apps. I have to I have pretty much a blank iPhone with 8 billion pictures of things. For some reason, I need to figure out what to do with that. But I'm left sort of empty with a phone that has. I still have the shitty last iOS whatever which was great a year ago, but now it's stupid and I'm an idiot for having it. I deleted everything. I deleted so many things that I like. How am I going to get food without Grubhub? I'm going to have to re-download Grubhub. It's humiliating. I deleted every podcast I have. I deleted every song, all because I
wanted to cuddle.
I wanted to cuddle with somebody.
Wow.
Okay, so John, tell me your OkCupid story.
Oh, it's a bummer.
It's a bummer, but it's also a very it's not a bummer at all.
I have a feeling the person we're going to talk about.
Oh, we're not going to say any names.
We're not going to say names.
Because I don't even know the name.
I don't want to tell you. It's a bummer because she listened to this podcast. I assume she won't anymore.
Hey, if she ain't a pod racer,
she never was.
She'll she's stupid.
Wow. I wasn't gonna say that.
I said, hey, you're not a pod racer. You're stupid.
No, I went on an OkCupid date a few weeks ago.
An OkCupid for
the 4 people out here who haven't been on the website.
Everybody knows. It's
a free dating site.
Yeah, it's free and
it's fine and it works. I like it.
Yeah.
I've had one very serious relationship on it.
And how did that end?
Okay.
And where is she now?
We're friendly now, finally.
Is she a pod racer?
I don't think so.
What's her name?
I'm not gonna say.
Okay, Claire.
Sure.
No?
No.
Okay. Alright, so tell me your story, John.
Well,
tell the pod racers. The pod racers are here for you. Fucking, it's only your friends who are listening anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're actually the only person who I have told this story to.
Listens to pod racers?
Yeah, you're the only person who listens to pod racers.
I barely listen to it. I'm fed
up
with it.
I went on a date with a woman. I had a very good time.
Isn't that shocking?
Yeah.
A date. John. A woman!
With a woman.
No, I'm kidding. It's a gay joke. It's a very funny gay joke.
It's very, very funny if you hate gay people.
No, it's not. You can like gay people and still call you gay. I don't know. Let's not get onto this thing. Go on.
Anyway, I had a very good time with this woman, but I didn't want to date her.
Right.
And that's a hard conversation to have.
And that must suck for a girl.
No, I mean, it sucks for everyone.
It sucks. Okay, no, believe me, it sucks for everybody.
I mean,
as a guy, I'm sweating Cuddlr apps. People want you feel bad when somebody pushes you away.
I mean, I guess I bounce back from that pretty well, personally.
If a girl's like,
no,
you're gross.
No, and then I bounce
back. What's the harshest you've ever been shut down before? Is there one? Is there one that burns?
There's one that sticks in my memory real bad from Emerson when
in college.
Yeah. where like after I was waiting in line with this girl to get. I say girl now because we were in college, and I don't think you're an adult when you're in college. Some people take offense to the word girl.
Okay, you're saying girl
because it was college.
No, because
she was a girl.
I'm
trying to prove it on my guess.
There we are again.
No, it was we were getting like our evaluations in this class, and
evaluations.
It was like you sit down with the teacher, and the teacher's like, "Here's what I think about
the
how
sorting hat."
Yeah, you get the
Gryffindor.
I'd be Ravenclaw.
I think I'd be Hufflepuff, but that's me saying that having read none of the books and only knowing friends who think Hufflepuff is the one for me. I have friends who have advised me on this.
Your friends hate you, dude.
I think they'd hate me if they're like, you're Slytherin, right?
No, Slytherin, because Slytherin...
No, Hufflepuff's the artsy one.
No, Hufflepuff's the, little soft
Are people making fun of me this whole time with Hufflepuff?
Hufflepuff is for softs, dude.
Well, personally, I'm obviously Gryffindor, but I
No, we all wish we were Gryffindor, but
I belong there.
No, you don't.
Fuck you, Ravenclaw.
I think we both belong in Ravenclaw.
What's Ravenclaw?
Ravenclaw is for smart people who have no physical strength.
Nah, that doesn't sound like me. The first part did, but not that second part. Fuck it, I'd probably be Slytherin.
Well, Slytherin, if you're good at manipulating people...
Slytherin runs the banks and the jewelries and everything. And Hollywood. Slytherin runs Hollywood. And I think that's where me and my family belong. It's the high holidays. Slytherin loves celebrating.
Can you just say what you mean?
Nope.
Because I'm not going to say it.
I don't know. What are you saying? What are you talking?
Nothing.
Wait, so you broke a girl's heart recently?
I guess I must have. Because she was very mad.
So explain what happened. No, wait. We've skipped... What's the hardest you've ever been shot down?
The hardest I've ever been shot down.
The one that fucking you think of when I say it.
Well, okay, so this is being shot down as opposed to being broken up with, right?
Yeah, no. It's not broken up with. The thing where you're like, hey, would you like to go to the fish under the sea dance? And she's like, no, you're disgusting. I mean, that's what shut down is.
So then, because I so rarely...
It's the enchantment under the sea dance. Sorry, gone.
Yeah.
Not gone.
It was this girl who I had kind of a crush on in my one class, and we were
What's
getting
her
her
name?
about. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't.
Okay.
I straight up don't.
I talked about having a crush on Ashley Brown.
Right, who was real?
Yeah. Very real.
I'm not lying when I say I don't remember her name because I don't.
Yeah, okay.
She was Canadian.
Okay. Narrows it down. It does narrow it down. I mean, it narrows it down immensely. I don't have to look in any of Asia now for her. I'm going to find her.
You also don't have to know that she was American. You also only need to know that she went to Emerson College.
A Canadian from Emerson?
Yeah.
I'm narrowing it down now.
Yeah.
I wish I had a computer brain. It was it was showing me a million
and then the
images
24
right
music plays.
What was the 24
I have
music?
no idea, but I know it was very
20.
distinct. Yeah, that's it.
21. 22, 23, hey! It's 24, 24.
Okay, before you get too far into this fake song you're making.
My heart will soar, it's 24.
But the worst rejection...
When she walked through the door, it was 24.
Are you done?
I mean, if I could think of more things that rhyme with
Floor.
Nah, that's a weak one.
Whore.
I think that'd be mean.
Jersey Shore.
Hack.
That's it.
Then we're done.
All right. So we were getting evaluated, and we were the last two people left. The whole class lined up to go meet with the teacher in her office.
What is this? I still don't know. I went to the same college as you. I don't even know.
Well, you were in the film program, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the WLP program. This
Okay.
was a publishing class.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And so I thought I was being suave as hell.
Did you know this was the day that you were gonna? Oh, so you've had a crush on this girl.
Yeah, and I knew that I had planned on this.
Well, okay, and this was the day, the evaluation day.
Yep.
You knew you were gonna be around her for. Did you dress a certain way, or did
No.
you
Well, maybe I did. I
put on
probably
cologne?
dressed what I thought was the nicest I could dress.
All I'm picturing is you dressed like Neo in the Matrix. Like in Matrix,
was definitely
like that priest suit where you like show up and you're like,
oh, I know what you're talking about.
where he looks like the. I don't know why, but that's what I picture you thinking like a cool look is, and you having like those glasses that don't have like the sides.
I actually didn't wear glasses until I was 22 years old.
That's a good story.
It's not.
It is. Why would I have said it's a good story unless I thought it was?
I don't know. You're never sarcastic, so.
Wait, were you just being sarcastic?
Anyway,
so
I
show
probably
up dressed like Neo in the Matrix Reloaded. You have sort of like the whole like black priest suit thing going.
And I know Kung Fu.
And you have those glasses. So you go up to her, Ashley.
Sure. Her name is Ashley Brown.
What's her actual name?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I really don't. I'm not fucking with you, Podracers, or Sam. I don't remember.
You can fuck with me, John, but do not fuck with the pod racers.
Pod racers, trust, dog. I don't remember this person's name.
All right, me and the pod racers believe you for now.
I do remember that she was Canadian though, which is weird.
That
but
is
anyway,
weird.
Right?
Yeah.
But Canadian was
It's
weird
a
to
detail.
me. That stuck out.
Did she have like a cute Canadian? Like, did she say?
She had a little bit.
Sorry.
Yeah. She had a little bit of a voice. But anyway, like we were getting our evaluations, and I fucking blew it by being like, hey, and I.
So you go. The evaluations are in private. She's not like the teacher's
Well,
not
we
like.
were-
Oh, and John, you're terrible in this class.
No, we were waiting in a line, and we were being brought into her cubicle.
Sounds humiliating.
It was. And it gets worse because I was just like, hey, you want to
Oh,
grab...
you're like, this day, how can I make this day any more humiliating?
I know.
So this girl, you had a crush on her the whole semester?
Yeah.
Maybe a whole year?
No, it was like 3 months.
So several months.
Yeah.
Every day in class, you're jacking off to her at night. You're thinking about her in class the day, whatever she's wearing. You're losing your mind, and you're like, and you put it off. You put it off to evaluation day.
Yeah,
so
I put it off till like the end of November, beginning of December. Sure,
but you did it. That takes a lot of courage.
Oh God, but it did not pay off.
It's okay that it didn't pay off because it's paying off right now with this
hilarious story.
mediocre. No, I'm kidding. It's a great story. What did you say to her? So after you got your evaluation?
No, it was we were both still waiting for our evaluations, but
I would have waited till after the evaluations.
that would have been a great idea.
We should have known each other back then. I would have said, bro, after the evaluation, that's when you make your
You
move.
have no idea how good of an idea that would have been.
You think?
Yeah, because I'm not kidding. It was 2 of us left. We were the last 2 people left to get
And are y'all
evaluated.
talking? Are y'all like friendly enough to chat, or have you never said a word to her?
I've said
before?
like 3 words to her in my entire life at this point.
What are 3 words?
I don't know. I don't really.
A 3-word sentence,
I
or-
have a memory in my head of saying
Good.
something in class that she had laughed at, and I was like, "All right."
Oh my god!
She laughed at
that
something.
moment where you think you're invincible,
And you're like,
yeah,
"Oh,
she laughed.
I made this pretty girl smile."
How
like,
shitty is that though? Like that feeling of like, why does making somebody laugh make your brain think that they like you?
I don't know because
I'm not saying you. I'm saying
I've never until this second ever thought of that as a shitty feeling.
it is a shitty feeling though because it's wrong. I mean, if somebody's laughing at you, they thought
it
funny.
was. Wait a minute.
I have a thing where I think like there's an instinct to have like if you make somebody laugh, they're like they're paying all sorts of special attention to me. No, it's because you just interrupted the flow of a normal conversation with something fun. I mean, you made somebody laugh. It's not they're not thinking about you 1 second after that.
This is where you and I differ as people because it is the triumph of my life to make someone who I think is pretty laugh.
No, that is a triumph. I agree. Obviously, that's a triumph. But that doesn't mean that they have any feelings other than that you just said something funny. That's the only feeling that... Sometimes, I mean, that could lead to a thing, but I'm saying that...
I think you just hate yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's why you feel
Well,
bad.
John, did this work for you when you
No,
told
it
this girl
didn't
this
in
really
this one
funny
situation.
thing?
But in
This one... So every other person you've made laugh has had sex with you?
no.
Okay.
But that's not my measure of success in a relationship with another person.
Okay.
Oh. Sorry to weigh everyone down with that. No, but
so you make her laugh and you think like, maybe she's interested.
Right, because that's all I've got.
Okay,
that's all I can measure myself
That's
by.
the thing I'm saying is a bummer for guys like us. It is.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a bummer.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. I'll explain why. Maybe I'm not making my point.
Yeah, no. We'll let you make your point after I tell this story.
Please do.
It's the two of there are two people left to be evaluated for this class. Me and her.
Right.
And as soon as the other person goes in...
Chuckles McGee and the girl who thinks you're the funniest man in the world.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Mm-hmm.
So the other... I really fucking blew this timing. As soon as the other person gets brought into her meeting, like to her evaluation with the teacher...
The second it's just the two of you left.
It's now just me and this girl Canadian. I have a crush on. And we're just standing in, like, the office room. You know, do you remember the office? You don't.
I don't, and the pod racers have no idea what you're talking about.
There were a bunch of offices up on, like, the 11th floor of this one building in Boston.
So you're on... Okay.
Anyway, so we're just sort of standing in the hallway there, and I'm like, I think we had, like, 2 seconds of small talk. And literally all I said after that was, do you want to get coffee after this?
So you have small talk with her, like, hey, these evaluations sure are a pain in the ass.
Something like
Remember that time I made you laugh? Hey, would you like coffee?
That's exactly how it went down. Probably.
So, but it's that amount of conversation.
Approximately, if not less.
Even less, perhaps. And then, hey, would you like to grab some coffee after this?
That is what I said.
A very cool thing. And also a thing that I used to use as my also, like, hey, coffee? Which I stopped using because I realized I never drink coffee. I hate coffee. And I used to, like in high school, I would go on dates where I would end up at a coffee place and I would not drink anything. And I would be like, this is a weird date. And I realized that this is a stupid decision. Why would I put myself in a place where I'm uncomfortable?
Again, you and I are different because all I do is drink coffee.
Yeah.
No, but I said, would you like to get coffee after this? And there was a beat. And a very confused look in her eyes.
Oh, God. How quickly... Okay, so you asked that question, and that's like there's in Houston, there used to be Water World, the theme park I used to work at, and there was this giant slide. It was called like the Edge or something.
Okay.
It was like 80 feet
one of those,
tall.
And it was like one of those 79-degree jumps. Like
one of those ones that
down.
When you slide down it, your body sort of lifts up it, and you think that I might die on this dumb slide. And I think it got sued a million times. Waterworld's not a thing anymore. It might have because people just flipped off of it. It's a slide. But it's that feeling of like, I had a whole summer of my cousins like kind of making fun of me like, you got to do this ride. We've all done it. I'm like, I'll do it. And then you get on that 70-foot line where you're climbing up it.
And it's terror the whole way.
Fucking horrifying. And I just, that feeling of like, well, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to get up to the top and then just turn around. I'm definitely going to turn around. Okay,
I'm definitely going to bitch out.
Just be comfortable because you're on stairs. That's fine. But once you get up there, just relax. You'll turn around. It'll be fine. But then there's that moment where you're like laying down. The lifeguard's like, all right, put your arms, cross your arms, and cross your legs. And you're like wondering, why do I have to do these things? And you look down and you just see a straight drop. And that moment where you're like, all right, that's okay. I'm going to just leave. And then that lifeguard like kind of gives you that little shove. And you're like, I am now about to die. Is that feeling?
That's 100% that feeling. Because we had Splish Splash about 30 miles from us on Long Island. And I remember going on a ride like that, and I remember that feeling in my stomach was the same feeling I had.
It's terrifying. But that is the same feeling, especially with like a girl that you've been like sitting across from like for a few months, been like,
she's really pretty,
and wondering like maybe is she open for it? Am I, can I do it? Can I make the move? Is she gonna be cool with it? And then you finally make that move, and the thing that is the lifeguard pushing you over the edge was you just saying,
alright, she's here right now and there's no one else here.
And then you say,
would you like to get coffee?
And then she says,
no joke, that's how it went down.
Just no.
Just no.
Not even... What...
Yeah, but mad respect.
Friends could get coffee with each other.
Yeah, but it was clear what the implication was.
Was it?
So fucking...
I love you! You're like Philip Seymour Hoffman and
I was like, no. I was like Bobby Brady in that episode of The Brady Bunch. Or whichever fucking Brady it was whose voice was cracking. Like, my voice literally cracked.
Okay, that's not a reason for you to be vilified.
It's not, but it's also... She doesn't have any...
No, of course not. Of course she has no...
She has no obligation to say yes. I'm not like...
Obviously, no. I'm not,
I don't begrudge her saying no in that way.
No!
Because that was the nicest way anyone could have done it.
No, but okay.
Yeah, it was.
No, of course. Saying no, being upfront. I'm not... Of course that she wasn't going to lead you on. She didn't want to go get coffee with you. But coffee is...
It's non-committal, you're right.
It's a thing a friend could get with you. She could have still been like, oh, the funny fucking guy from my class, I could grab a cup of coffee. She just flat out didn't want it. She knew immediately what your implication was.
Yeah, I don't think I was, and I think that was part of my point.
It's good.
And how I asked it.
No, that's good. That's what's pushing you off the slide, the edge. You gotta let them know immediately where you stand, right? I don't know. Fuck. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You have to if you wanted to date that girl, you had to put it in your voice and, say it in a way where she has to know, hey, coffee.
Oh, he wants to date me.
You and me, time together. It's special. It's not just the friend thing. And she picked up on that.
Yep.
And her reaction was...
No.
No?
And her reaction was a very thoughtful
She didn't say another word other than no.
Nope.
And then what?
And then she walked away, and I was.
No, it's not a movie. She didn't just walk away. There had to have been at least.
There was a minute.
There had to have been some time of beat. Yeah.
But there was no words exchanged. There was just a beat, and then she was
moment.
like, she walked away because I was so devastated I couldn't move.
Yeah. That sucks.
And in fairness, it was a moment where everything mattered. It definitely wasn't a relation. It wasn't I thought that this mattered. It was just a moment that mattered for me. Does that make any sense?
Well, no. Say it again.
It wasn't I was oh, this was the girl of my dreams. It was
That kind of was.
No, because it was the first time I had ever asked a girl out.
Yeah.
That I hadn't been prompted, this girl's into you, do it.
And doing it now is so different. We're talking about OK Cupid. It's so different. You could ask we're
talking about 2007.
No, I know, but I'm saying no, I know, but just doing it online, being texting somebody, even hey, you want to grab a stupid coffee, or go grab a drink somewhere. That is almost, it's so fucking easy. Yeah. It's so easy. To do it in person, to just be standing there, because that moment of rejection where you're just standing there and sort of waving and there and the breeze is so...
You know what's crazy about it?
I just picture you you just kind of look down and start dribbling a little bit, and you kind of wipe your little black glasses on your Matrix robe, and you're just kind of coughing once. It's that thing people do when they're in the elevator with somebody else and they don't want to talk to them, so they have files in their hands, so they just look at whatever they're holding. They don't even they're not even looking at it. They're just oh, here's the thing, and I don't want to talk to. There's nothing to say to somebody, and it's very uncomfortable.
It wasn't until we just talked about this now that I remembered this element of it. I remember... Because this must have been... So, now that I'm thinking about this was mid-December of 2007.
Yeah.
Because I remember we went to our family thing for that. Every year, my family would meet in New York City, for a weekend to do some dumb pre-Christmas thing. For someone's birthday. I forget whose. Someone in my dad's family has a late November birthday. We were at the late November birthday thing. I remember it because my dad's hair was way grayer than it had been since I had last seen him. And he got pretty drunk. Uh-huh. And he and I were just he brought me over to Grand Central to put me on the train back to Boston. And I remember a conversation with him where he was yeah, so what's your love life like?
Oh, fuck it. Don't you hate that question?
Yeah, that's a horrible question.
My
dad never asked me
it's
that
worse.
question.
maybe it's a Jewish thing. It can't just be a Jewish thing. It's just my experience as a Jewish person. But my Nana, who I love so much, every time I talk to her, she's like, "Do you have a girlfriend?"
Oh, God.
And it's almost to the point that because it's so embarrassing, because I usually don't have a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, no. And she's like, oh. And I'm like, sorry, Nana. But to the point where when I am with a girl or like going out with a girl for like any amount of time,
it's like, oh my God, where's the wedding?
Where the fuck is Nana right now? I almost want to call my Nana. I'm like, hey, get out of bed.
Hey,
talk to this girl.
This is Becky. She's laying right next to me.
Becky.
I don't know. That's the first name that came to my head.
No, I did an awkward thing with a girl named Becky not too long ago.
Sorry.
It's okay. I showed up drunk to her Halloween party and made fun of all of her friends. That was my revenge.
Oh, that's nice.
No, it was a shitty thing I did to her. It's weird that you pulled the name Becky.
Yeah, I did.
It is weird that you pulled that name.
But my dad, who might have been a little tipsy at the moment, she's like, so how's your love life? And I was like, there's this girl. And I was actually as upfront as I've ever been with my father.
You should be like, how's your love life, Dad? Still fucking mom?
I mean, I assume so.
Do you?
I walked in on them once. You want to know how old I was when I walked in on them?
Oh, I think, yeah, you should tell the pod racers this.
Oh, we've talked about this, right?
That you, on your birthday...
On my 19th birthday is the only time I've ever walked in on my parents.
But
it was my birthday.
That's like
August 17th.
That's a scene from like a John
2007.
Hughes. That's a movie. That's like an 80s movie scene. That's like too on the nose. That's like too silly for like, it's not even subtle. It's like, happy birthday.
My dad literally said,
yeah, right.
He literally, as I walked in and he like realized I had caught them, was like, happy birthday. And I was like, oh, fuck.
And then it slams to the credits. Like, what movie? You must feel like you're a little,
my life has written itself.
Luckily for me, my parents hate each other, so I never had to worry about something like that.
Yeah, my parents, their 29th anniversary will be in 2 weeks.
Nice.
And I'll be in Florida.
Nice.
Yeah, the whole family will be
celebrating. Okay, wait, where were we?
So my dad was drunk.
Talking about rejection.
He was dropping me off at Grand Central Station after a dinner with my grandmother and many of my 1,000 aunts. So my dad had dropped me off. He was like, "So what's up with your love life?" And I was like,
"You fucking anyone, Dad?" That's a funny thing. Dads, I've been thinking about this recently. Fathers, when they have a son, it's so different between guys and girls.
Can we pause this for a minute because I have to pee so bad.
Yeah, wait. Let me just finish this point. Yeah. Let me get this point out. Fathers, if they have a son, they want their son to fuck everybody. But if they have a daughter, there's no father in the world who wants their daughter. Like, there's no father in the world who's like, "Hey, you getting any dick, daughter?" Like, it's never happened.
There is, I think,
never happened.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Never once happened.
And there's a biological reason for that.
Go on.
Which I'm saying I think it's bad, and I think humans have evolved to the point where they can ignore their biology, and they should. But the biology has always been for men to go around and fuck everything that moves, and for women, it's not a man and woman thing, it's a male and female thing. It's in every species of mammals.
Right.
That the female always has the female generally has like a maternal instinct, and the male has an instinct to create as much offspring as it can. Now, we are smarter than our own sort of, like, if we give in to our natural biological instincts, which we're smart enough to acknowledge exist,
right?
If we give in to them, we fuck the planet over because we're too smart.
Too many babies?
We're too smart to reproduce like animals do.
Right.
Like, if we reproduce, because, like, animals reproduce in the numbers.
Too smart or too, like, man, don't fuck, I wouldn't, like, get high and watch this DVD. I don't want kids. Like, I mean, rhinos and giraffes don't have weed and DVDs to keep them from, like...
Elephants get high and drunk.
What?
Yeah.
Go on.
I don't know a lot about it. I just know that elephants will specifically
The only animal in the animal kingdom to do
No, there are other, like,
dolphins.
Sloths.
Sloths?
Sloths, the food that sloths eat, get them high.
No kidding.
Yeah, there's a psychoactive ingredient.
And they actively, like, pursue this?
Yep. And elephants will eat, specifically, they will eat stuff that's been rotten in such a way that it will be alcoholic.
Shrooms?
Essentially, they get fucked up.
Elephants? I could just picture them
The
like
scene from
sitting
Dumbo.
back.
The scene from Dumbo. That's real. Elephants get drunk.
The pink elephants?
Elephants, if you give them alcohol, they'll drink alcohol as long as it's available.
And if mice fall into like a...
They will also get drunk, and you'll both wake up in a tree, and some racist caricatures of black men presented as crows will tell you what you're doing.
Yeah. That's about common.
No, but there's no way to have this conversation without sounding like a piece of shit.
No, you're fine.
I'm just saying, like biology tells us that we have to reproduce. That's what
our... Of course. That's why we're here.
That's our prime directive.
Here's what I think. I think marriage is an antiquated notion. Your thoughts?
I believe that marriage exists in order to produce children. It's a very good way to raise children.
We're too smart these days. We don't need that anymore.
Well, we don't need marriage. We don't need to be producing kids. I mean, like, not to be all Rust Cole on everybody, but
please.
I mean, the human species should not exist.
I've been thinking about Rust a lot, or at least like the things he would say when like he's like, it's all part of my wiring. Mm-hmm. I've been thinking about like your human's wiring and everything, and like you see on Facebook where like people are constantly like getting married, like he proposed. I'm like, ugh. I've never once reacted to somebody's proposal on Facebook. Never once with like, good for them.
Yeah.
It's always like, ugh.
I have one set of friends who I'm like, I'm glad they're together. Can we please pause this? I have to piss so bad.
Go.
Sorry. So marriage.
Well, wait, John just peed. I was saying marriage is an antiquated notion. You're saying it's part of our biology to reproduce.
Right.
I say I hate everybody on Facebook when they're bragging about their marriages. Yes. I've never once. I like my friends anytime they've. I've never. I don't know. Maybe that's me.
I don't know. It's weird because my parents have been married for 29 years, or they will have been married for 29 years in 2 weeks. But I really don't. I don't think it's. I think it's for way fewer people than end up getting
marriage. Well, yeah. I think it's almost like one of these things. Like, I honestly think the internet is helping destroy people's beliefs in God, and I say that in a good way. Mm-hmm. I think it's one of these things where people are getting so much information, more information than they ever had in their life, that more and more people are going to stop believing in God because more and more people have instant access to all of the information that you read, that the Jesus story is the exact similarities to all the other.
Well, also that we talked about. Did we talk about this on the? We talked about this on the pod race, that Jesus isn't a historic figure.
No, I'm saying, but like the
but that I know from
the God element, like he was resurrected, and
right.
I mean all these. You all just go to the internet and just like read about how all these stories are passed on and changed based on like kings and their wills at the time and the laws of the land at the time, and you just, I mean, all you have to do these days is like take your phone out and like learn about how God is probably not as real as people 50 years ago thought he was, or that it's all just spirituality, it's all just beliefs. I think that there's like a thing with technology that is, what was my point?
Something about marriage.
Oh yeah, it's a marriage and God going out the window. That's my point. In 200 years, most people won't believe in God, and I don't think people will be getting married nearly as much. I'd say I would love to be alive in 200 years. For some reason, that's my sweet spot, is 200 years.
From now?
Yeah, because it's one of those things where, I mean, I know I won't be alive in 100 years from now, but I fucking for sure I'll be long dead in 200 years from now. I would fucking love to think. I mean, if you think of 200 years ago versus right now, and now think of now versus 200 years from now, I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck is that going to be like? And that is such a small amount of time in the
compared to the existence, compared to the existence of man, and compared to the known existence of the universe.
200 years is a fucking little bite of a cracker.
Humans have existed for maybe 1 million years. That's like the most we can trace them back.
Time is a flat circle.
The universe has existed for at least 14 billion years.
We're nothing. We're like, it's like the fucking pebble on the beach. It's like a sand crumb. But
time is a flat circle.
Time is a flat circle. But I think just my point was that marriage. I don't know what the fuck my point was. Do you think can you see yourself getting married?
I can.
but I can also. But that was my thing going back to like the Russ Call thing. Like, well, that's my fucking wiring, but that's fine. I mean, I'm okay with my wiring because it's my wiring.
I don't think there's anything wrong with following your wiring, but I also think we are in a like humans can understand their role in the ecosystem. Like we're the one thing that we have is that we're capable of understanding this is the role we play in our ecosystem. This is why we do what we do.
Why do we do what we do? Why is reproducing such a natural instinct? Who gives a shit if humankind reproduces? It's all
right.
It doesn't matter. It ultimately,
like rabbits fuck. Rabbits fuck because they gotta fuck. Humans fuck because it feels good.
Yeah.
And it's about figuring out how to stop making more humans from fucking.
But isn't it egotistical to have a child? I mean,
no, you're 100% right as far as I'm concerned. It's egotistical to have a child.
Who cares if there's humans could end tomorrow and okay, something else.
The sun's gonna expand.
No, I know.
Like we're gonna be the world is gonna be erased. Nothing you do matters.
If the universe keeps expanding, it doesn't matter. He's not doing his homework. Anyhow,
in fairness, just embrace the meteor.
Embrace that nothing matters.
Yeah.
Except for your own happiness, as long as it doesn't affect anybody else's happiness. But then, I mean, that's the fucking boring. I mean, it's okay. There you go.
Just don't hurt people. Don't hurt people.
Yeah.
Do what makes you feel good.
Don't hurt people.
As long as it doesn't hurt people.
Don't hurt people, and don't expect anything that great to happen. And bye.
That's about it.
And also, if you're on Cuddlr, look me up, because life is about sharing moments with people.
And if you're on Twitter,
I think we'll just call this episode Cuddlr.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's been
we've been on one subject pretty much the whole time, I think.
If you're on Twitter, look us up. Are we done?
Yeah, we're done. This has been like almost an hour.
But don't people want to hear us rambling about how God and marriage and all of our human?
I don't know. I want to keep rambling about it, but
nobody cares what we think. Do you care? No, you don't care. I mean, come on. I mean, give us a break. We're just trying to be. Fuck you. Did you hear last week's episode? Go back. If you're listening to this, I'm glad I got to this point. Okay. Stop listening to this week's episode and go back and listen to A Fish in the Rain. I put a lot of work into that.
Yeah, that'll give you a real good sense of what the world's about.
And also a good sense of what I spend my time thinking is funny. Please follow us on Twitter.
Tell a friend to listen to us, but we're on Twitter at PodRaiserspod. Tell a friend to listen to us. I don't care how. We're on iTunes. We're on Stitcher. Apparently, we're on Podcruncher. I don't know what that is.
Don't know what that is, but we're on YouTube. We're on the internet. We're on the internet. You just fucking look up Pod Racers, and then you'll find us.
And then I'm at JDuganBarrett on Twitter.
And I'm at NonThoughts. And thanks for listening.
And this is Pod Racing.
Oh my god, you fuck it up every time. Now this is Pod Racing.
Now this is Pod Racing.
Throw it to the song.
This is the song that ends the show. We had such fun, but we must go. If we meet in another life, perhaps I'll take you as my wife. Lights out, Alice. Good night.